Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
We've been talking about Galamsey. We've been talking about illegal mining. We've been talking about environmental degradation and the effects on human health. As of today, I have not heard His Excellency Mahmoud Bawumia giving us some solution, coming out to say that let's do A, B, C, D to curtail what we are seeing. And she talked about visionary leader. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when we had the issue of energy crisis, as a visionary leader, he did not blame Kufuor's administration for where we found ourselves, but he fixed it. Today, we are having the worst form, and I'm sure His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa will go in history as the president whose regime saw the most devastating destruction of our environment with so much impunity. You know, the sad thing is that when we talk about illegal mining and what is happening, they go and arrest these small boys. And they always mix up issue, saying that, you know, there are people who have licenses. Who said those who even have licenses are not causing destruction to the environment? There are times some of these concession or this pollution we are seeing, you know, on unprecedented level. The small-scale miners are also part of it. We have instances where people come for licenses, and after that they just give their concession to people to just mine without any control or without any monitoring. Look, what was the government, and for that matter, the people in charge of giving out licenses thinking? When they increased the licenses, we talked about the time mining, you know, started up to 2016. We have 97 licenses. And within a span of 8 years, we are talking about over 1,500 licenses. What were they expecting? What were they expecting to see today?
Expecting to bring all of them under an umbrella.
When we talk about the destruction to the environment and the level of pollution we are seeing in our water body, they say, oh, let's not politicize it. Who is politicizing this? This is not an issue that affects only NDC or CPP or GFP or whatever. It affects all of us. And we are talking about our existence. We are talking about our livelihood. We are talking about people's exposure to these contaminants. And so when you sit here and you say that it is not an issue of MPP, it is not that easy, you know, to curtail or to solve illegal mining, I tell myself, what are they talking about? The president have all the power to stop illegal mining.
So on the face value, on the face value, if we say that from 88 to 2016, from the Ghana license repository, we had license 96, and actually it's actually 96. And from 2016 to 2024 now, and counting, we have over 1,500 and something. And that is because we wanted to bring all of them under an umbrella, like as claimed. And you check those time frames and the results of it that we had, it is obvious that the approach from the 1988 to the 2016 was better than the approach of the 2016 to the 2024 and counting. Obviously, that's what it shows. That's what it's showing.
I mean, people have always been comparing our water body, you know, the PRA, the Ankobra, 2016 as at today. And so when people come and say that, oh, even around 2016, you know, the water was polluted, sometimes you ask yourself, what are they talking about? You see, what is happening is that the big fish are left off the hook. And sometimes it looks like it's a state-sponsored activity that is going on. You know, the president's daughter is being cited as people engaged in mining activity. So how can the president stop his own daughter from mining? Frimpong Boate has mentioned names of big wings, people at the Flagstaff House engaged in illegal mining. Surprisingly, the NPP regional chairman of Ashanti region has been mentioned as somebody involved in illegal mining. Sadly enough, we had our president defending him that Akunta mining is not engaged in illegal mining. As we are talking today, Akunta mining is still mining. They are still carrying out activities that is destroying the environment. And so when you leave these people off the hook and you go arresting young people and you go telling people that, look, we cannot stop them because if we stop them, people's livelihood will be affected. What were these people doing before now? What is government doing in order to create alternative livelihood activity for these young ones? So look, the issue of illegal mining, and people all keep on saying that it is not that easy, we cannot just resolve it. I don't think it is true. It is because the president has failed to call his own appointees to book. The president has failed to, apply the law or apply that presidential power that is given to him, because there are people who are benefiting from these things. And I remember very well, there was this famous tape that was leaked where somebody went to Professor Frimpong Boate and was trying to negotiate something, and it's like he was resisting the negotiations, like patini here, sika. So you should allow them to mine. Could this be the reason why we are where we are? So people have put, their political gain above our existence. That is what is happening.
I mean, that's not an assumption. That's a fact.
That is what is happening.
That's a fact. Because they have spoken it out that we can't do anything because we will lose our votes.
So are we saying that there should be lawlessness because we want to win votes? We want to win seats? Is that what we are saying? For me, this is a sign of leadership failure. It's a sign of leadership failure. And the whole world is watching Ghana. It's so sad and very embarrassing. When we go to Climate Change Summit and we go begging the internationals to help Africa, to help Ghana, to fight climate change. And this is what we are doing to our environment. When we know very well, they come and say, let's plant trees. Let's plant seedling, forgetting that the amount of carbon that every tree sequesters is based on a number of factors. The number of factors include the type of plant, the age of the plant, the size of the tree. And so when you push down an old tree and you plant a seedling, it does not mean that that seedling is able to sequester the same amount of carbon that the old tree, is able to absorb. And so we seems to be,
that will also be dependent on what type of tree.
Tickling ourselves, yes, the type of tree, the age of the tree, and then a number of factors, including the canopy level. And so if you, push down a tree that has a large canopy area and you come and plant small seedling or small plants, the amount of carbon that the elder or older tree is able to absorb is not the same as the younger tree. And so we are only deceiving ourselves and thinking we are fighting climate change. Look at this year, northern region, they are already crying of issue of drought. And it's also as a result of this, because in the climate or in the atmosphere, there's no boundary or barrier as far as what the activities that one community or one country carry out, how it affects another country. There's no boundary. So whatever happened in Ashanti region, in Western region, in the forest, also affects people in the north and the entire country. And so if we keep deceiving ourselves and try to generalize the situation and say that, it is not that easy, stopping Galamsey is very easy. If only our president come out and say, hey, nobody would involve in illegal mining, everybody would stop. And I am saying that we are seeing what we are seeing because of leadership failure and because some people are beneficiary of what is happening. But this is greed, This is selfishness. This is unacceptable. And I think that, look, the future of our children are at stake. And even this current generation, because nobody should think that, look, you eat banku and you think you are safe. You eat fufu and you think you are safe. We are not safe. In the in the hospital, they are showing that there is a rise in the issue of kidney failure, in the issue of lung failure or lung diseases, or issue of gene mutation during formation of children.
Just in case you're watching the screen, what you saw, the video you saw, we're told, is a water treatment plant in Konongo. So that is the water it is treating for you. I'm not sure
so sad.
The environs it serves.
So sad. And you know,
Annie,
it's so sad that the big fishes have been left off the hook. And the young men and women out there telling the president that our lives are at risk. So our existence is being threatened. And these young people have been arrested. The president says he is not the one that prosecutes or arrests individuals. But who appointed the IGP? We had instances where people are persecuted and imprisoned, and we have presidential pardon. What about that? The president has the power to do anything and everything. If the president called the IGP today and say release all the protesters that were arrested, I believe that will be done immediately. But I think that the arrest is, or they have not left this individual as a way of putting, or as a way of trying to put some fear into individual or to the citizens so that they will not go out to demonstrate. But look, there's an extent to which you can push an individual. And when you push people to the wall, that is when they no longer fear anything. And when that happens, hey, even the military, they will leave their guns and run, because the power of the people is more than any military troop that you can think about. Look at what happened in Kenya. When the people were arrested, you could see that there was no fear in them, because like they've been oppressed for so long. Sadly enough, I think we have passed even Kenya stage. But Ghanaians, you know, we are a peaceful people with so much patience. And I think that come December 7th, that's where we will vote with our anger